So if you'll put at the top of your next empty page, okay, at the top of your next empty page, and we're going to put several examples on here. I want you to write short division. Okay, short division. I'm going to show you a really fast way to divide if you have a single digit divisor. Okay, so write short division at the top of your next empty page, and we're going to put several examples in here. Okay, let's put this as our first example. We're going to put 3 and 2, and if you'll notice how I'm spacing out, I'm putting 756, but I'm spacing them out a little bit. There's a reason for that. So space your 756 out like that. Okay, space it out underneath there. Okay, now again, short division, you're only going to want to do this if this is a single digit divisor. Okay, if this is a single digit divisor, then you can do it this way and it saves you a lot of time. So this is how you do it. So you're going to start just like normal. We're going to put 3 into 7. So what's the closest I can get to 7 with a 3? Eva?
6.
Right, so 3 times 2, which is 6, but this is a 7. So I need to take 6 away from that. So how much do I have left?
1.
Okay, I'm talking to Eva. So we're going to put a 1 right here. Okay, next time we're going to go into 15. Okay, so we're going to put 3 into 15. And so, okay, I need you not to talk. Okay, I need you not to talk. All right, so we're going to put 3 into 15. And so what do we do? No. We're doing short division. You should not have any numbers coming down. Okay, we're doing a new way. This is short division. Okay, so we're putting 3 into 15. What do we get? We get 5. Okay, so 5 goes here. We don't have anything left over because it goes in evenly. And then we put 3 into 6. And so what do we get when we put 3 into 6? Hattie?
3. So 2.
2. Okay, and then there's our answer, 252. Okay,
That's short.
let's put another example in here. Okay, let's put another example. All right, let's see. Let's do 5. Okay, please quit talking. Put 5 into 8, 7, 4, 0. Okay, 5 into 8, 7, 4, 0. So we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to put 5 into 8. So how many times does 5 go into 8? Giancarlo? Once. And how much do I have left over when I put 5 into 8? 3. So my 3 is going right here. Okay, so next time I'm putting 5 into 37. So what do I do when I put 5 into 37, Abby?
Well, you get 36, and then that would be just a 7.
7 times 5 is what?
7 times 5 is 7.
7 times 5 is how much?
I mean 5 times 7 is 36. Is 35.
And so how much is left over? What's the difference between 35 and 37?
35.
What's the difference? If you have, how much is it between 35 and 37? If you go from,
2.
Got it. Okay, so this is going to be a 2. All right, so now we're putting 5 into 24. So what's the closest I can get, Richard?
So 5 into 4, the closest you can get is just 5 into 4.
5 into 24.
Okay, 5 into 24, closest you can get is 4. Yeah, and it'll be 20.
Right, which is how much left over?
4, and then
help me with the last part.
Last one, you put an 8. Because
5 goes into 48 times. Okay, we need to put another example in there because there's one thing that can happen with this that we haven't had happen yet. So let's put another example before we go to our whiteboard. Let's see. let's do,
Wait, where did you get the 4?
okay, let's do 8. Okay, please quit talking, okay? You don't need to ever say, I'm confused, because we're gonna do multiple problems, so by the time we get to the end of class, you will have it. All right, so we're gonna put 8 into 8. 80, comma, 4, 1, 6. Okay, and I'm gonna erase this part of this problem right here, just so I'm not
I
bumping
see the
into it.
problem. It's weird. It's different.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So on this problem, we're gonna put 8 into 8, which is gonna go 1 time. Okay, we're not gonna have anything left over, so we're just gonna go 8 into 8, that goes once. Okay, and then the next time we're putting 8 into 0. So what do we get when we put 8 into 0? Sarah Grace. 0. So remember, we've got to put a 0 here. Okay? Then we move to the next number. We don't have any left over, obviously. We're putting 8 into 4. So what happens when we put 8 into 4, Nathan?
0.
0. But we didn't use that 4 yet, so I'm going to underline this right here. Okay, so everybody underline that, okay, because we didn't use that 4, because next time we're going into 41.
Ooh.
Okay, so what do we get? And actually, let's change the, no, it'll work, it'll work.
Look at 41.
All right, so what do we, okay, please quit talking. If you have a question, raise your hand. Brock,
We get 5.
5. And 8 times 5 is 40. And
And
so how much do I have left?
1.
And the 1 goes here. Okay, and then all I have left, it's a 1. All I have left is 8 into 16. So what do we get when we put 8 into 16? Cooper?
2.
2. Okay, so you should have a 2 there. Okay, so now let's go to your whiteboard. Okay, and we're gonna do some of these. Don't forget to make sure in the dividend, that's the thing underneath here, that you space out your numbers, because you're gonna be writing with a marker, and since markers write kind of fat especially, you wanna have a lot of space in between your numbers there. Yes, it's an emergency. Okay, so let's try some of these. Let's see. Let's do 9. Okay, and again, make sure to space these out. We're gonna go into 6, 0, comma, 1, 4, 7. Okay, and we're just gonna take our time. So we're gonna start by putting 9 into 60. So what's the closest we can get to 60 with a 9? It's the closest we can get to 60 with a 9. Abby,
9.
it's 81.
60 to 9.
The closest I can get to 60 with a 9. 9 times what is going to get me as close to 60 as possible? Sarah Grace. 9 times 6, which is what?
54.
54. So what's the difference between 54 and 60?
54 is less.
But what's the difference? Like, what's the difference between it? 54 up to 60. 6. So we're putting a 6 right here. Okay, which means the next time we're going into 61. Okay, so what's the closest we can get to 61 with a 9? The closest we can get to 61. Hattie?
55. So I mean, 54,
54, which is 9 times what?
which is 9 times 6.
9 times 6, which is 54. Okay, we just said the difference between 54 and 60 was 6. So what's the difference between 54 and 61? It's just one more. We just said that the difference between 54 and 60 was 6. So what's the difference between 54 and 61? Eva,
5.
y'all, just think about it in your head. 54 up to 60 is 6. We're going up one more. It's going to be 7.
Why is it double 6?
Okay. Because we went into 60 and then we just went into 61. Now we're going into 74. Okay, what's the closest we can get to 74 with a 9? 74, Richard.
8.
8, which is what? 9
8.
times 8 is how much?
9 times 8 is 72.
What's the difference between 72 and 74?
2.
2. So we're putting a 2 right here. And then our last step is just 9 into 27. What would 9 into 27 be, Carson?
3.
3. That's our answer. 6,683. Okay, let's try another one. And again, make sure you're spacing out. Some of you are writing really small. You want to space out so that you've got room to put your things in between. Okay, let's do 5 into 7, 8, comma, 025. Okay, so we're going to start by putting 5 into 7. So what happens when we put 5 into 7? Emerson.
You can only put in a 1.
Right. And so 5 times 1 is 5. So how much do I have left over?
2.
2. So I'm putting a 2 right here. Okay, which means next time I'm going into 28. What's the closest I can get to 28? 5 times what is going to get me close to 28? Eva.
5.
Which is 25. So I have how much left over?
3.
3's going here. Okay, next time I'm going into 30, which goes in evenly. So 5 times what equals 30? Kira? 6. So I'm going to put a 6. Okay, the next time I'm going into 2. So what do I do when I am going into 2? I want to see how many times 5 will go into 2. Cooper?
0.
0. Okay, so remember that we're going to underline this because we haven't used it yet. So the last time we're going into 25. And so what would we get, Emerson? 5. Okay, and there is our answer. All right, let's try another one.
I mean, this really is short.
Yes,
This is not that hard.
it's not.
It's really
Okay.
hard.
All right, let's try another one. All right, let's do this one. So we're going to do 5 into 303, comma, 450. Okay, so we're going to start with 5 into 30. So what do we get when we put 5 into 30? Eva?
6.
6. So we have nothing left over. Okay, the next time we're going 5 into 3. 5 into 3. Ellen? 0. So we're going to put a 0 above the 3. And then we need to underline the 34 because that's what we're going into next. Okay, so we need to see 5 into 34. Abby?
It would be 35, and then you would
You've got to be beneath it.
it would be 30.
So it would be 5 times 6, which is 30. So I have how much left over?
You would have.
Okay, first of all, someone's talking. And the very first day of school, we talked about being respectful. So if you're talking right now, you're being disrespectful to me, you're being disrespectful to who you're talking to, and you're being disrespectful to her. All right, so we just said that 5 times 6 was 30, but this is a 34. So what's the difference between 30 and 34?
You would carry your 4.
Yeah, 4, exactly. All right, and then we have 5 into 45. Emerson?
9.
9. Okay, and then we still have to put a 0 at the end because 5 doesn't go into 0. And so there's our answer.
6.
Okay, let's try another one. All right, let's see. Let's put 2 into 43,728. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? Patty, how many times does 2 go into 4?
Oh, I had a question.
Yes. because you don't need to put a zero there. Like if you were to say, what's the answer to that? You wouldn't say the answer was 728. You would just say it was 728. So you don't need that. You don't need a zero in the front. All right, so what would we get? See if somebody can walk me through this whole one. Ellen, what happens here?
So, 2 goes into 4 2 times.
Okay,
So 2 into 4. And then, 2 goes into 3 more times
okay, with,
with 1 left over.
okay,
So, it's 2 into 17.
uh-huh.
And then,
What's the closest I can get to 17?
16, 17.
Yes, 8 times 2 is 16, so I have how much left over?
1.
Okay, and then I'm putting 2 into 12.
6.
Nothing left over, 2 into 8. And so, see how if you can do it much faster than coming down beneath it. And again, this is just if you have a single digit divisor. All right, let's try another one. Yeah, that's why you should never tell me you don't get it or whatever, because like, I mean, at the very beginning, when first time we do a problem, there'll be times you won't at first, but we'll do a lot of them. And by the time we do a whole bunch of them, you will have it. All right, let's do, let's see. Let's do another one that's got some zeros in it. Let's do, let's do 7 into 14,357. Okay, so see who can walk me through this. Kira, what happens? So see, Hattie, we don't need a zero here because it's the beginning of the number. Because you just say, oh, I can't go into 1, so I'm going to be going into 14. So you don't need a zero in the front. So Kira, what happens when I put 7 into 14?
Goes 2 times.
Okay, and we have nothing left over. So then we're going 7 into 3, and so what do we do?
0.
Right, and then we need to underline here. And then we're going 7 into 35,
5.
and we have nothing left over. And then we have 7 into 7.
21.
Got it.
Got it. 6.
Okay, it's pretty easy. It's just you gotta practice it a little bit, and then it's much easier and faster than doing it the long way. Okay, so we're gonna do a game. Let me